Making Chinese food at home is certainly a talent, but one that you can quickly learn if you have the right teacher. And lucky for us, we have not one, but two cooking instructors who are working in tandem with each other. I'm back with Bety and Donegan and her daughter, Stephanie Dietz. Ladies, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So Chinese is on the menu today, huh? We haven't done this before.
No, really, Asian cooking is not our wheelhouse. And so I had this at a party, and I decided I would figure out how to do them. And it's very intimidating because people don't understand what these ingredients are.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with that.
I know. This is rice. This is just
Doesn't
rice.
look it.
I know. And you have to soak it. And it's a little tricky.
And that's the wrapper we're making.
That's the wrapper.
Right. Okay.
And this is completely gluten-free. Rice has no gluten in it. And this is the daikon.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Which is an Oriental.
What would you compare
or an
it
Asian
to?
radish.
A radish.
Well, it's not hot though. There's no heat in it at all. But it has a nice crunch.
Okay.
So Steph's going to talk about how we're going to pickle these vegetables.
Okay, so here is some rice wine vinegar, and we seasoned it ourselves with just a little bit of salt and sugar. And so this is hot, and then you have your shredded vegetables. This is just some carrots in the daikon, which you're going to do in a second. And you just pour the hot liquid over this, and while you're preparing the other vegetables, you just let this sit and pickle it. It pickles right then and there,
Okay.
and then this is what it looks like when it's drained.
See, it's a little
heavier, right?
Well, it's kind of
It's softened a little bit.
Softened a little
Absorbed
bit.
some of the liquid,
Because if you tried to put that into the paper without softening it up, well, first of all, there wouldn't be as much flavor. Also, it would tear the paper. The paper is very delicate.
Okay.
So now this is a mandolin.
Here, let's switch places.
And I'm just going to show you how this is a piece of daikon.
So you've peeled that.
I peeled it
Okay.
and I took a chunk because I want matchsticks.
Okay.
And if this is way too big.
That makes sense.
So you just put this into the mandolin, and I have it set for the matchstick size, and you can see how easy this is to do.
There you go.
See
Once
what
you get it
on the
going.
bottom? Now you could never, ever, ever do it this fast,
Cutting it.
cutting it and getting it. Look at every single piece.
Oh, they're all the
You see?
same.
It's exactly the same. So this goes into the vinegar.
Okay.
And it stays there for a few minutes, just until it's cool. And we're not making pickles. We're pickling vegetables. See, that's the difference. People think these are pickles. They're not. So then we have a sheet of this paper in the water. You have to leave it in the water for a little while.
Oh, wow.
And we see what happens.
Changes the whole texture there.
Now, when I was doing this, I started doing it on the counter, and I found that I couldn't pick it up.
It was sticking? Okay.
It was sticking to the counter. So this is a piece of towel paper, a couple of sheets that I wet, because you don't want this to dry out. And then you just take some of the filling.
And what is the filling?
The filling is a little bit of bok choy. This is bok choy.
Baby
You could just
bok choy.
buy that anywhere?
Yep.
It's readily available?
Usually in Asian market, you'll
Yeah.
find it.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll see big ones in a regular grocery store, but the little baby ones, which are really nice.
These are tender. These are
Yeah.
very tender. The bigger ones tend to be a little tougher.
Okay.
And you just slice this up. You can slice one up, honey.
Okay.
And this is mesclun.
Yes.
This is spring. It's also called a spring mix. And then there's shrimp.
Got it.
Now, I did buy shrimp that were too big, so I chopped them up a little bit. You want to have small pieces of shrimp. It's really stupid to buy big shrimp and then chop them, but I had the shrimp, so that's what we're using.
Okay.
So you put a scoop of this on the spring roll, and then some of these vegetables. And you see how that's kind of soft?
Yes.
See, if you pick up a piece of a shredded carrot, it's stiff, and it'll tear the. Now we're just going to fold in the sides, and this is this is called envelope style. You fold in the sides, and then you fold this up, and then you can stretch this a little bit, and you want to make it tight. Now, I know that the professionals that work in restaurants make millions of these a day. They get them tighter than this,
Okay.
but that's about as tight as I can get them. And then you cut that in half, and that's it.
Wow.
So now what you should do that I forgot to do, as soon as you take
Yes.
one out of the water,
It's the hardest thing to remember
is to put another one in.
Ah.
Because it does take, you let them sit there for a little while. Now, I bought about 6 different brands of these.
Trial and error?
Trial and error to see which one I like the best. See, every company has some sort of a different design. You see this design?
Oh, yeah, the pattern is different.
The pattern
Yeah.
is different, yeah. So I thought this box, because it had the box, would be a little more protection, because they do break and they do tear. And sometimes you buy a box and it's like file
They're all
dough.
broken,
They're all
right? You gotta start over.
But this was a good one. This design was a good one. And I didn't realize they'd be so different, but they were all quite different.
And we don't have to cook these or anything, do we?
Nothing-
They're just
they're
as
done.
is?
Nothing is cooked. The only thing you had to turn on the stove for is the vinegar.
Okay.
They do sell seasoned vinegar.
But you guys seasoned your own.
Right.
Because the other seasoned vinegar has a lot more salt in it and sometimes chemicals. So we wanted to just make our own.
Okay.
So we just take one out and a little bit of the filling, and that's really all it is. It's now you can serve this with a sauce. This is a dipping sauce that's made out of soy base, but it's very low sodium.
Okay.
Regular soy sauce is loaded with sodium. And you want to try one?
I'll try making one.
Okay, go ahead, try rolling it up.
Well,
Fold
you
in the
said like an
sides first.
envelope, right?
Yep, fold in the sides first.
Okay.
If you don't fold in the sides, then you have a hole at either end and the filling's
We
going to
don't want
leak out.
that, right?
That's it. Now sort of, you can sort of stretch it as you roll it.
It's stronger than you think it is.
And you can pull it a little bit.
Oh boy.
That's okay.
Yours
No,
was
you're doing
way
fine.
better. Why is
Well-
mine a little small and yours?
Well, you folded it in a little bit more than I did. That's okay. Well, see,
good.
It's going to taste fine. This is
It's gonna taste the same, right?
Exactly. And you know something? It doesn't really matter how.
Wait, we gotta put one back, right?
Right.
All right. Steph, tell me about the event, the house
yeah.
tour that's coming up.
Yeah, so I'm on the board of the Guilford Arts Center, and we are having our annual fundraiser this year, which is a Shoreline House Tour, and it's on June 7th. And I just want to encourage everybody to go to visit our website, guilfordartscenter.org, and find out all the information, get a little preview of some of the houses.
How fun, right? Who doesn't
the
like going
houses-
into everyone's home?
Oh, and these
Getting
houses are
ideas and
spectacular.
everything
Yeah,
else,
absolutely
right?
spectacular. There's a whole bunch of different kinds, like Victorian, modern, all different. Guilford, Madison, and Brantford is where they all are.
Very nice.
And so guilfordartscenter.org, you can see all the information
We'll
there,
look at
how
it
to buy
there.
tickets.
And Betty Ann, you were the judge at the cupcake contest. How'd it go?
It was great. We had 180 people come.
Wow.
And I sold the winning ticket for
Of
the
course
raffle.
you did.
I sold a lot of tickets, so it wasn't, I mean, it was a pretty good chance that somebody that I sold a ticket to was going to win, but the girl was thrilled.
I bet it was a beautiful watch,
It was a
right?
beautiful Tag Heuer watch. Yeah, it was just gorgeous. And this is for domestic violence. I'm very committed to helping with domestic
Sure.
violence. So it was nice.
Did you taste any flavors? What were the standout
Oh my
flavors?
gosh,
We
it
had
was so good.
Yeah, we had a lot of different cupcakes. We had a whole bunch of different bakers.
You
We
did?
had Take the Cake and Mariano's and J Cakes. J Cakes did a great job.
Really?
Yeah, and Marjolaine, they did a great
Not a bad
job.
assignment for you,
Yeah,
right?
it was a good gig.
Yeah. I
so
did it with
bad.
Canavasian, who's a pastry chef.
Oh,
He's-
wow.
We've judged a lot of things before together, and he's a great guy. And we're kind of on the same page with what we like. And the cupcakes, actually, they were all pretty good, but there
Yeah.
were some that were outstanding.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
They looked
good.
beautiful, so it was fun. It was a lot of
I'm
fun.
glad you
Yeah,
enjoyed
it was a lot
yourselves.
of fun.
We're going to dig into these spring rolls at the end of the show, and of course, we'll have the recipe over on WTNH.com. Just click on style. Ladies, I'm so happy you guys were here.
Want to make another one?
Yeah, we'll make another one as